All right, Oklahoma and Cincinnati as the Bearcats make their Big 12 debut, their first Big 12 conference game as a member of the Big 12. Oklahoma 14-point road favorite, 61 the total in this game. Very interesting. This is kind of a wait and see for me, rather than bet it pregame. Let's see how Cincinnati handles, obviously the speed level of the Big 12 here in this game. Although this is a team that's been into the college football playoff in years past, and we've seen them go up against Alabama and teams of that caliber. But Oklahoma, man, I like what I see from this team this year. They mean business. They're 3-0 against the spread. They destroyed Arkansas State and Tulsa. Combined score of 139-17 in those games. SMU's a really good team this year, and they still won that game 28-11, covered the number, completely shut down a really good SMU defense. I mean, there's a lot to like with Oklahoma right now. Both sides of the ball. Gabriel and the offense looks good. This Venables defense, which was just terrible last year, you knew they had to be better this year, but they look like they could be a lot better this year on the defensive side of the football. And I like what I see out of Cincinnati, but, Pitt has been lousy, and that win is not as good anymore after we saw Pitt look terrible again against West Virginia. They lose outright as 14-point favorites to Miami O, who have been kind of up and down this year. I'm not ready to try. And they are at home. It's at Nippert Stadium, and the crowd's going to be amped up. It's your first Big 12 home game against obviously a team that year in and year out has been one of the hallmark programs of the Big 12, Oklahoma. Now, of course, in their final year in the Big 12, this is the only time we're going to see them as conference foes because Oklahoma is headed to the SEC next year with Texas. But I cannot trust Cincy yet, and I like what I see at Oklahoma. I don't know if I'll lay the 14, but I do worry about the matching up with the speed quotient this Oklahoma team has. And let's see how the offense does against what to me is by far, when you look at Cincinnati's schedule so far, by far probably the best defense they played to this point. What do you think here, Conor? Oklahoma against Cincinnati in their Big 12 debut.
Yeah, if they, under 2 touchdowns, I think you'd really like maybe Oklahoma a little bit better here. Cincinnati, though, they kind of laid an egg where they should have won a football game. They had 538 yards to 350 for Miami, Ohio. I took Miami, Ohio in the 2 touchdowns. I didn't think they'd win outright, but they did. But they were sloppy too. A couple of bad interceptions. They had over 10 penalties. If that happens, Oklahoma will blow them out. And man, Oklahoma looked good. All these games. Tulsa, I thought, could Tulsa maybe hang around the little brother? Nope, they waxed them. But going on the road now, open this up. But I'd only be on Oklahoma, or look at their team total, because Cincinnati's defense, if Miami, Ohio can do that, Oklahoma should put up points.
I agree. And like I say, this is going to be a good test for Cincinnati. That's why it's a good watch and see game. Watch and observe, watch and learn. Maybe if I see Cincinnati's hanging early in this game, maybe I'll jump on the Bearcats live. Mm-hmm. And then if I see Oklahoma's too much for them, you maybe jump on Oklahoma live. It's definitely, I want to see how Cincinnati matches up with this team before I bet anything pregame.